WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of Resonance Rises. So, Core supposedly left me a present. I'm not too sure what it is. The yellow block is a little For everything you have done for me already, P.S. Record this, I want to see your reaction. Love, Core. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, I just want to do one thing ahead of time because I don't want yellow bricks in my area. Haha, haha. Oh, they actually got taken. Let's see. Oh dear. Block of diamonds. Is there even a recipe for this? I don't even know. Huh. Very interesting. A block of diamond, arcane ash, vintium dust. Is this actually a recipe or is it just some other contrived thing? It's probably mocking me for some reason. I have no idea why he would mock me. However, there is no other way to think about it. Okay, so he gave me seared bricks, runes, and a block of diamond. We'll leave this for later at least. So we're going to do a bit more work on some of the enchanting stuff. I've got the room a bit more expanded, and I also have a door here, which I think we'll go into a bit later. So without further ado, let's get started. So, in our wanting for a bit more experience, what I'm doing is constructing a bit of an uber breeder. Let's just say that. Well, not really an uber breeder. That wouldn't be the most accurate term. What I'm doing is taking some bees that I have that are, well, princesses and frankly are not as important as I want them to be, and I'm going to merge them so that I can get these rocky drones. Now, I managed to do a bunch of things to these drones, and it took quite a bit of time to get them. They're rocky, so they work in normal environments, but they also, through acclimatization, have both 5 temperature tolerance and humidity tolerance. I also managed to get fertility 4 and purebred, and it's an explorer effect. Explorer is the effect where they're awesome. Let's just say that. It grants experience just being around them, and by breeding a bunch of them together, hopefully in a relatively quick environment, you'll be able to get experience just by standing near them. So I'm going to move this apiary so that it's inside my base, and I'm going to do the same cyclical measure that I had before, and all I'm going to need to do currently is just stand next to it and have it give me experience while I'm, well, standing next to it. I'm probably going to put this one here, and since it's rocky, since it has the rock trait, it'll be able to just, well, bask in my shared glory. So how are we going to do this? Probably that. We'll have another one here maybe, and just having a diamond pipe and like that so that drones can get back, and we'll have one like this. That'll be pretty much a mirror of the other one. And once we have this and 2 engines down with another apiary, we'll be able to just plug this in, and then it'll continue hopefully for a long time. And then we'll be able to have as much experience as we need in it. Now this thing, it's a little inefficient in its speed. It actually does seem like it's getting faster the more experience I have, though that may just be a trick of the mind. But it is filling up at a pretty good pace. Now one thing I could try is having a 2x2 pattern and stand in the exact center. It might be able to drain a bit faster that way, but we'll see how that actually goes. I'm going to go make a few more apiaries, or rather find the apiaries that I have already made, and then get the rest of it set up in a desirable fashion. So, I managed to recreate my nice little arcane boots, and I did a bit of enchanting already. Now, I made this lovely little anvil, well, the anvil equivalent into LXP stuff, and I managed to find, made a protection for, magic resistance for, thorns 2 by doing it on my chest plate, and by doing it on my chest plate again, got thorns 2 protection for, and imbued armor 3, and it says not yet set. Now, imbued armor is an interesting enchantment which I hope I can get a little more into in a bit, but what it pretty much means is that I'm able to put spells on my armor. Now, there's a bit of a, well, interesting mechanic that is required to be able to do that, but we'll be able to get into that very shortly. Now, I do also have a few other things. I have an imbued armor 3 again, protection 4, fire protection 4, magic resistance 4, and haste 3, and also haste 3 again. And we're going to be combining with our lovely little things over here. So what I'm thinking is that we'll just take that extra medallion that's there, and we're going to want to make some more books eventually. How many bookcases do we have right now? We have 9 bookcases. We can probably use all of them and make some more books so that we can do some more thorough enchanting. Now, haste 3, I think, well, it's obviously to go on my shoes, but I'm wondering how fast it's going to be. Actually, now that I think of it, this gives haste 3 the very, very, very fast speed of haste 3. Now, having those on my shoes without having to imbue it on armor is going to be a nice thing. So let's see. Let's put our book here, and we're going to add a few more enchantments. Now let's go with Arcane Boots again. Now I want to see if trying to combine haste 3 and haste 3 again will give haste 4, or if haste 3 is the maximum enchantment. But also adding Unbreaking will be a lovely little addition. So, let's try Archmage's Boots again. Put a level 30 medallion in, and we got a empty medallion back. And protection 3, not the best. Magic resistance 3, still not the best. So we'll keep that book and try another one. Fire protection 3. So not the best stuff, though it does beat quite a lot of stuff. Let's repair our armor by having it back on, and we're going to probably want a specific chest for all of this stuff. So I'm thinking we'll have 4 chests. 1 for top, 1 for bottom, 1 for hats, and 1 for shoes. That might probably be the best way to do things. Now, you probably saw the setup that I had over here. Let's go quickly look at it. It's 4 bees that have the explorer trait on them, and as you can see, they already have quite a bit of drones in them, as well as some rocky combs. So all I need to do is stand here, or since it has such a radius effect, I could even stand on here, and I'll get the experience while it's simultaneously being drained from my very essence. And we get to combine books here to see what the maximum of each is. Now, I'm thinking we'll want to have magic resistance on each and every single piece of armor that we imbue. So that is pretty much a given. So one thing that I could possibly do is log out and or rather stay online in AFK and be the cheaty pants with all the experience, or we can probably get a better system going that uses routers and the like. I'm thinking that might be the best way to do things, see what type of systems we can make with such, but I still am going to get experience while I do sort everything else out. So I'm thinking I'll make a few iron chests, put them at the bottom, have maybe some labels on them just to dedicate which one it is, maybe put some stuff on my Archmage boots because walking around at high speeds will be fun. And then we'll see what else we'll be able to imbue with our ironclad spirit. You know, fun stuff like that. So, I was doing a bit of research and managed to find a Meteor Jump, which is quite an interesting spell, and I'm going to go test it upstairs so as I don't destroy my base, which would kind of be bad. And let's see what it does. I'm not too sure how much it does, but just jumping once makes it explode. Jump up. Okay, apparently it has a cooldown. Interesting. Okay, right click. Ha 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 ha! I'm gonna have too much fun with this. Can I do it with this? I don't have any air essence. Oh my gosh! Oh, Nelly! Yeah, something tells me if I were to use that in my base, it'd be bad. And if I were to just do a little jump, but what happens if I were to jump it from high like this? So go up, 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 and right click. Or wait, right click? Nope, have to be at a vantage point like so maybe. Let's try. Something tells me having so many craters might not be a good idea. So at least that will be an interesting mechanic to have. Anyways, let's do a bit more enchanting. I managed to get 8 full medallions, and we're going to use those to our advantage. I was doing a bit of spell research so that I could try to get some other stuff on my shoes, but that wasn't really working out well. I hate it when it does that. I hate it, hate it, hate it. How it sorts it horribly when I open up that particular interface. It is not really that fun. So let's get that, and that should be good. Now, what were we looking at? Ah, yes, boots. I want to imbue some bootiness on my bootylicious bootitudes. And we got this one, which I suppose is probably the best one we can get. Now let's go up and see how much it costs to put these on my booty boots. Booty boots, yay, booty boots, yay. Okay, so enchanted book requires 30. 30 is not too bad. That'll just require probably getting this entire tank out of the way, as well as probably actually opening it up for discussion, since that might be a nice thing to do. Then, might as well wait for that to go and check. We haven't really tried our helmet recipe, so let's try 4 books with our helmet. So, helmet, go! Fire protection 4. Respiration 3, not really that cool. But imbued armor 3, that's good. Magic resistance, protection 4. Protection 4. And I should really watch my helmet just in case it actually blows up on me, which would kind of be a bad thing. So let's see. Fire protection, respiration is good, and we got imbued armor. We're going to need to add this thing as well as another. I think there is another magic I should add this one actually. No point going half-hearted because frankly just having, let's see, fire protection, magic resistance. Dang it, I don't want to go fire protection, magic resistance, and I should put general purpose books in one area and other ones in a different area so as not to confuse myself, because apparently that is so easy to do, it's unbelievable. So let's see, it's not even done yet, so that's going to require a few more levels of experience, expertise, and expoundination. Now, I wish there was some way to empty glowing medallions from this so that I'd be able to actually add the stuff. Huh. Apparently, they may have found the end. Or they are actually just trying to find the portal. I don't know. We'll see and see about that. So, here we go. Archmage Boots with Haste 3. So let's put them on. Not the fastest when they're on. Let's see. Go. Go. Not the fastest, not the fastest. It's definitely not the fastest, though it could be a lot worse. Now, what I'm wondering is if putting Haste 3 would be a bit better on these. And I think we still do have a Haste 3 book. We shouldn't have gotten rid of that. It's just pretty much for seeing if Haste 3 is the maximum, well, speed, because if it's not, I might as well imbue something and go for a different enchantment. Then again, I'm not too sure. Let's see. That requires 14 levels of experience, which frankly, considering all the other stuff I had to go for, is pocket change. So pretty much just waiting here for that 14 levels of experience will be easy enough thing to do. So let's see what we have. We also have some life essence, which I don't know what I'm going to do. There are a few spells that I'd love to research. Meteor Jump, rather, was one of the ones that I was researching, but in reality, I'm actually trying to get something like Feather Fall to put onto my boots. That way, I won't continually drain the mana reserves when I fall. It's a bit annoying having to, well, regen the mana, and especially that's considering this is how my boots actually disintegrated last time probably. Or someone just lit a fire because I am not very good at coal walking. Let's just say that. Here we are, here we are, here we are. Dang, haste 3, that's a shame. At least it's a bit faster, and it's not crazy fast. I'm going to die by having it on my person fast, so I don't think this is too bad. So let's see, running around, not too bad. I want to add some other spells to it, however, so hopefully we'll be able to get to that magic conflagration. Blah, blah, blah. I cannot talk. Magic conflagration. What type of spells do we currently have on our person to be able to add something? Mark is kind of useless. I suppose we could add night vision to one of our armor pieces. However, I don't think it's really that useful. Maybe telekinesis, though I haven't really done telekinesis. And you know what I should do? A wall of barrels so that I won't have to continually worry about each and every single rune that I'm trying to make. That might be useful, however, it's probably something that I won't do because I'm just, like that. I am quite a boring person. I don't know. I am not. I don't know. Anyways, so I should go get and try to research that featherfall and finally put it on my boots to see if it actually is worth it. I'll probably have this as a test boot case or something so that I'll be able to, test, because frankly, I don't know too much about imbued. Does imbued armor 3 mean that it's always active as level 3, or does it require arcane essence or essence of any sort of type? That's what I'm hoping to break ground with. You are disturbing. Now, one enchantment for the future that I want to try is with swords, so we'll see about putting some of those on. Now, I believe it consumes the sword entirely when it's a gold sword because it takes too many hits of durability damage, but looting 3, sharpness 4, that'll be nice. And we are not putting the swords back in, that'll be a shame. And let's see, sharpness 3, leading 2, we can probably combine that. And then finally, sharpness 4, knockback 2. I guess we'll put those into here. We don't have any extra labels. And we'll put the bow one back in here. And I'll put this in here just so that we are doing swords and not bows or the like. So I'm doing a bit more enchanting and also getting a bunch of looting on this sword by combining a bunch of lapis together. Now, an interesting thing is the lapis nether ore, the nether lapis ore is very, very, very noteworthy in how much it actually produces. I believe the amount is 24, if I'm correct. 24 pieces of lapis per ore. So, guess I'm not going to need to go to the overworld for that anytime soon, but I'm just putting a bunch of looting on my sword, so ghasts will be a lot easier comparatively. So, let's see, and the maximum that we can get is how much? A lot of this. At least we're able to use blocks and don't have to resort to the singular until we get to the very close point of 450. Let's see, and we can't get that. And how much are we at? We are at 4. Oh, we actually have 5 left. Imagine that. Okay, 1, 2, and finally looting 3 once we get all 450 on it. And we also have quite a bit of lapis left over. I'm not too sure what I'll do with this lapis. Maybe we'll just throw it into... Hey, don't do that. Haha! Maybe we'll just throw it into our nice little pool of magic, witchcraft, and wizardry. Not to rip off any sort of shows whatsoever. No! And then, well, currently I'm setting it for tin, though we may want to change that to runes at a later time so that we have a much better time at things. Hey! Stop that. I do not want any of that. It is degrading. I do not want degradation in my exploration. Thank you very much. So let's hopefully this time get something a bit better with this. We'll just have this set up And maybe we can put a lever next to this thing. Where is it? Where is it? Do we have any? I guess I'm gonna steal some Ardite from you. No, out of sight. Out of sight! Andesite? I don't know. It sounds like it's some sort of herbicide commercial. Let's flick that off so that it doesn't produce any more tin by powering it with a steady stream of redstone. Since this requires a pulse, it will no longer produce any amount of energy from that. So that should be good, and putting it like that will keep it nice and consistent, and consistency is bliss. So our new top takes 44 levels to get this book on. I might have said that before, but still, it is a lot of experience and a lot of waiting around. At least I'm able to, read a book or something like that, and I am out of berry medley, which is a bit of a problem. Let's see. Probably will be done by the time I get in there, but anyways, let's see, where are my berries? Berries, where are you? And I'll still have some left over. I really have to either make some more bowls or learn where I put my other bowls because frankly, having a surplus of berries is nice, though I'd rather not have to run back each and every single time. Okay, give. Thank you. And we finally have our imbued armor, and frankly, it looks a little glowy. Very, very, very glowy. So, let's see. How do we imbue this? We're going to have to... Yes! Agility! Yes, yes, yes. All my want. All of it. Agility allows me to walk and run a lot faster. Sorry. Jump higher. Jump, jump, jump higher. Oh, yeah, it's at the beginning. Okay, so that is good thing, though. I got a bunch of runes as well by just setting them up in the fabricator. The magic fabrication fabricatorium. Ha! I'm thinking having the haste is a bad idea also. I've learned because this haste, the haste 3, does not override it when my boots are on. Rather, whatever the boots have overrides whatever thing you have, except for swiftness. If you have swiftness on, it's a lot faster. I could get, maybe there is a swiftness spell, but oh well, I digress. Let's see what we can get. Green, orange, black, and blue makes all of my want. All of it. So let's see how much this agility gives, and it's wind, unfortunately, so I won't be able to cast it while on this mode. Wait. It's air and lightning. Let's see. Jump! Jump higher. Oh my goodness, this is really high. How high is it? 3 blocks? Might be able to clear 3 blocks. I can jump on... Okay, 2.5 jump. That is pretty good. Let's see if we can clear a 3 block high jump. Which is there. Ha! Dang it. Close, at least. Agility lasts a long time, so if we were to recast haste and take off our boots, we might be able to. Ha! Whoa. Ha! Nope. But we are stepping on it. Or something, I don't know. It's still awesome. This jump is very high. So if we were to put this on boots, it'd be a lot better. Now, one thing I'd like to make is regeneration and put it on my shirt and see if that is a possible buff to put on it. Because if you can have constant regeneration or regeneration whenever you get hit, we will pretty much be alive for all the time. Let's see. Regeneration, regeneration. Where art thou? It is supposed to be before here. Let's see. There it is. And it's a very easy spell to make as well. I'm running out of parchment. I should probably make some more. The only thing I didn't make more of are some rune atrum. The white runes, for some reason. Okay, 600. And this requires a life await. I should make sure I shouldn't have life essence on me while I'm using it while testing. Okay. Requires life essence. That's a shame, but oh well. But regeneration 2 for 12 seconds, really, will be good. Now let's see how we can actually combine all of this. If we take this off and this off. I think it's the magic fabricator that will allow us to put the stuff on. 42,405. I don't think this can even get that much. No, it can't. Huh. Am I... What? 42,405. There must be some way to charge this up with essence to allow much more imbuing abilities. Or I can probably research it. Let's try putting agility on my boots and see if it's the same amount. 38,850. I don't think this can actually store that much energy, so I'm a little at a loss with how we're able to do this. Maybe there's some other foci that we can add that allows a much higher amount of awesomeness to be bestowed upon it, though I'm not too sure about that. Let's make some more cracked bricks so that we'll be able to at least get a bit more. Let's see, what type of other foci are there? There's charged, and there's mana focus. Mana focus might be the one that we need. However, we need to create some more focuses. Actually, foci are very easy to create. Huh. If that's the case, then all we need is, we got Vintium dust. Vintium dust is rather easy to make. And let me just do a bit of research before I jump the gun on any sort of thing like that. Might be a good idea. Oh, okay. Okay, I just pulled it from it, and now it gives it. That makes more sense. Now, do I constantly have regeneration on while I have this here? Or do I'm going to have to get damaged for this to work. So I'm going to go fall from a great height, and then see if this actually works. So that should be an easy enough thing to do. I just have to go up high in the sky with a low level of flight. Haha. Haha. And without my boots on, take damage when the flight goes out, and then we can see by putting this on, assuming that I don't die. Must be only when I get hit while this regeneration is here. So that is a bit of a bummer, really. So it's not a permanent, but oh yes, I remember. The constantly on is only with the non-vanilla buffs. So, Ars Magica buffs are automatically added, or rather, constantly stay on. So that is a different can of worms entirely. However, if I do put on agility to my shoes, it should constantly stay on, for better or for worse. So let's try that. We'll probably make some better shoes later, and we should constantly have agility on. As you see, it's cast, but it might constantly cast it. That's probably what it does. It probably constantly casts agility or whatever buff you have on. So it constantly goes on. However, it'd be nice if we had some feather falling or something like that. If we had the feather fall on and the agility and haste without the actual vanilla haste going, it'd be a lot better. Now, the only question is, how constantly does it recast? If it recasts too constantly, that means we may run out of mana for it. Or, wait a second, there's a proc chance as well. The proc, or rather the time that it goes on, is whenever it falls. So if I fall from a great enough height that I will receive damage, it automatically recasts. Now, it might also automatically recast when I have full mana on. If that's the case, that's something else entirely. Which means we have to wait and watch, make sure that it doesn't go below the amount for it, the durability, because it'd kind of be useless if I'm in a fight. So let's jump. And it did activate it. Oh, wait. It might activate it whenever I jump using it. If that's the case, that could be a problem. Because here I am constantly jumping, and it's taking a lot from it. So sure, I have agility constantly on. However, what's the point if it eventually just kills my boots? It becomes a bit of a problem when that happens. I wonder, it's whenever I fall also. So whenever I fall, it activates, which is a bit of a problem. So whenever I fall, it's going to activate. So I don't know. It's kind of useless, really, if I have to constantly watch out for it and not jump too much, and it's going to destroy itself eventually. And unless there's some way to constantly uh, go onwards to just, I don't know, if there's any constant. It's really annoying. If there was some way to charge it much more quickly with my mana, it'd be a lot better, but it's useless, really, to have it. So the only real thing I should do is be able to just have it in some sort of capacity or some sort of spell that it actually makes battle sense instead of the no nonsense type of thing that I have right now, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, honestly. Perhaps if I were to put some sort of buff that would only really work when, I don't know, some sort of channeled effect or something that I want to have constantly on when I fall, it'd be good. Otherwise, well, what's the point of having it if I have to be wary of it just, well, combusting? So one thing I want to test is before we get into anything, like I'm thinking of starting Greg Tech. That is my main objective. But what I want to do is test the interaction between some of the liquid experience machines and other stuff such as vanilla hoppers, etc. So first of all, we're going to want to get rid of this temporarily. Thank you. And put a vanilla hopper on here. Let's remove this and see what happens when you throw this in. So throw more. See, we got 4, and here's the problem. Empty medallions in that slot. Now, is there any possible way to get it so that the stuff goes in to the top without the messed up vanilla hopper attitude? What we could do is, well, it shows right here a little thing on the top that says, oh, and also I noticed with agility that step up, step down, step up, step down, and it's wasting a lot of experience. Anyways, so showing empty medallions in the top and non-empty medallions, i.e. filled, at the bottom. Now, the problem is, problems. I don't think the experience actually, I don't think it really works the way that it's supposed to be intended. Like the hoppers, as you saw, it sucked. It sucked. The interaction with the hopper just sucked. Now, I don't think the pull down will be any better, but it is worth a try. So let's throw there and there. And all the medallions are belong to us. Yay. All of them have been taken from their nice ritualistic area, and that is not how I like to have things done. Thank you very much. I don't want all my medallions in there. Let's put them back and see what we have, because we want to have some sort of automation for the system, and it's kind of difficult to have automation when the stuff is just pulled out. Now, can we pull the stuff out using this? So let's put that there. And see, do we have any sort of levers whatsoever? We can make some levers, I suppose. Levers! Here we go! And thank you. That was not what I wanted to happen, actually, for some reason. And did you even craft the levers? Sort. Why are you messing up on me? I have no idea. Okay, so let's recreate the lever. Thank you. And see what this does. Does it actually pull the medallion? No, it doesn't. Now, the only thing is, does it pull the other type of medallion? Does it pull the full medallion from here? I suppose we can test that by using the stupid vanilla mechanics with it and throw it like that. Okay, so let's see. Do you pull it? No. Okay. There goes that. Let's try from the bottom then. Pull it like that. If we have this here, We can easily just flip a switch. Let's make it fancy. Ha! And then we'll put this here. Should be able to pull it into the chest, supposedly. Come on. There we go. We managed to pull it. And it doesn't seem like anything else is getting pulled. So one last thing we can do is try BuildCraft Hoppers, since I think they do push them in the, well, correct way, hopefully the correct way that we view at least. So getting a few more gears, putting the gears to it. I think I already had some gears, but oh well, it's not like it matters too much. There we go. And da. Science at its finest, folks. And do we have any more chests? Yes, we do. Do we have any iron? No, we don't. And pulling some iron over here. Thankfully, we'll be able to grab some really quickly. And check what type of superiority that we have for the BuildCraft Hoppers. What was the recipe? Like this? Yes, it was. That. And there we go. Tried and true method. Activate. Ha! And it worked. There we go. So we can keep that there. And keep the rest there as well. Put that there. We don't really need this. And finally, one more machine we're going to need to place is that LXP combiner back there. We can probably automate this as well. It seems pretty obvious what we need to do. One book over here, or an enchanted item, the other thing over here, and then the resultant gets over there, which seems easy enough to do, and all we're going to want to do is probably just take this out, get away, and there, put that back so that we don't have as much annoyances as we did before, and now we have all of our automation systems going, so we'll be able to just stand here and have this go at its lovely low pace. At least it'll be better than constantly having agility on all the time, but oh well, what can you possibly do? Probably a lot, but I digress. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Resonance Rises. Apparently, I am going a little too much far. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.